Greetings, YouTube. This is episode 21 of TEW 2016 WWE Red vs. Blue. We are live for Monday Night Raw, and the show is being held in front of 8,967 people at the Pan American Center. And we open the show with who else? The WWE Universal Champion John Cena, and he comes out to the ring. And he addresses his opponent for WWE Fall Brawl in just under 2 weeks, Drew McIntyre, and he challenges Drew to come out on his own, and because he feels that Drew is always, hanging around his forgotten stable mates, and I mean, he is correct. How many times do you see any of them by themselves? Is usually among the other members of the group, and Cena wants to face Drew McIntyre one-on-one as opposed to 1 versus 5. And this brings out Drew McIntyre, and he does indeed come out alone. Drew gets in the ring, and he gets in John's face. And John's like, well, I'm glad you finally found your courage and your balls, and you decide to come out here and face me like a man, and came out alone. And Drew laughs. He's like, John, I do not need anyone else to come out here to get in your face. I am not afraid of you. I'm certainly not afraid of your backstage politicking. I'm here to become a world champion. And come 2 weeks at WWE Fall Brawl, I will beat you and become the new Universal Champion. And John's like, well, that's all well and good, but, you come out here, you say that you don't need anyone else to get the job done for you, but yet here you are back in the WWE with 4 other guys, and you have to jump, sneak attack, jump people from behind. You have the numbers game. It's 5 against 1, 5 against 2, 5 against 3. It's always the numbers game. So by you coming out here and trying to tell me that you don't need anyone else is actually quite laughable. And Drew's like, no, see, you don't get it. The reason why I have Cody, the reason why I have Ryback, the reason why I have Barrett, Sandow, is because of people like you. See, before, we never had a chance to get at the top level like you are, and like you have been the last, 11 years now. Because we didn't play the politics game. And because of that, we got chewed out and we got spit out. Now, we're back, and we're going to be watching each other's backs. But that doesn't mean we can't do it on our own. It's just, before, we didn't have anybody watching our backs. That's why we got used like we did. That's why we succumbed to backstage politics. But now we've got each other's watching our backs, where we can overcome all the BS politics that people like you like to play. As seen as like, well, that's pretty funny because, people like you have been trying to say for years that I play backstage politics. But if you know anything about me and about my history, you would know that that's not the case. In fact, years ago, I almost got fired from this company because the people back there, the people making the decisions backstage, they didn't see anything in John Cena. But you know what I did? I overcame that. I worked 10 times harder just to prove that I belonged here. And then once I became WWE Champion for the first time, I had to work 100 times harder just to keep the spot. So, no, there's no backstage politics here. Now, you can think what you want, but at the end of the day, I know, everyone else in this arena knows it, everyone watching at home knows it, and most importantly, everyone back there knows how hard I worked to be where I am today. Now, at Fall Brawl, you're going to see how hard I'm going to work to beat you, because make no mistake about it, you are, a great talent. You are, a beast. However, I'm going to show you that I'm just that much better. Drew's like, yeah, I knew you were going to try to, play the sympathy card and try to, get all these people behind you because, little old John Cena can't be made to look bad. But that's okay, because come Fall Brawl, I am going to beat you in the middle of this ring and become the Universal Champion. And I'm not going to have anyone helping me. No one's going to be there except me. So you don't have to watch behind your back. You don't have to watch your sides, because the only thing that you're going to have to worry about is me coming right at you, right in front of your face. And Cena just nods. He's like, okay, well, I can respect that if you're willing to come out at me like a man, and if you beat me like a man at Fall Brawl, then I won't have any qualms about it. If you beat me fair and square, then you will be the better man, and I will be man enough to shake your hand and hand you this title. And then Drew's like, but that's Fall Brawl. Tonight, on the other hand, while I did come out here alone, I do have backup. And at that time, Cody Rhodes, Ryback, Bad News Bear, and Damien Sandow come out from the crowd, and they surround the ring. Of course, Cena, he takes off his hat, take off his shirt, and he looks like he's about ready to, fight 5-on-1 again. And then Seth Rollins' music hits, and Seth comes out with a steel chair, and he slides into the ring, and he stands side by side with Cena, and Seth is wheeling the chair, and the Forgotten are around the ring, waiting to, make their strike. Even if it's 5-on-2, Seth does have that steel chair, so they're a little cautious. And this brings out Christian, the general manager of Monday Night Raw, and he stands at the ramp, and he's like, well, I see that we still have a problem with this whole numbers game here. There's 5 of you, there's 2 of you, and a steel chair in that ring. However, tonight is going to be a little bit different. In the main event, is going to be Drew McIntyre and a partner of his choosing against John Cena and Seth Rollins. And the other 3 members of the Forgotten, whoever Drew doesn't pick to be his tag team partner, will be barred from ringside. And if anyone gets involved in the main event tonight, then Drew McIntyre will lose his Universal Championship opportunity at Fall Brawl. So let this be a warning to you. If you're not in the match, stay away from the match. So yeah, tonight will be Cena and Seth Rollins against Drew McIntyre and a partner of his choice. And Christian made it clear that no one will get involved. So that segment got a 79B rating. Strong segment to start off the show. And then we open up with the first match of the evening in a decent match. Cesaro and the Big Show defeated Bully Ray and Sheamus in 1740 when Cesaro defeated Bully Ray by pinfall with a neutralizer. Sheamus sustained a strained abdominal muscle, which shouldn't be too bad, so I'm not too worried about it. Sheamus had an in-ring performance of 74, Bully Ray 58, Big Show 61 and Cesaro 69. And Sheamus is improving his performance skills, and the match got a 71C+ rating. Big Show caused the abdominal strain. How the heck did he do that? In a bout that had decent wrestling but little heat, Finn Balor defeated Bo Dallas in 8:03 by pinfall with a 19:16. Bo Dallas and Finn Balor had great chemistry and it showed in their performance, which is good to see. Bo Dallas had an in-ring performance of 48, Finn Balor 62, no work improvements. The match got a 59C rating, which I would hope it would have been a little bit better, but I guess I can't complain too much. And then after the match, Finn Balor is celebrating when, from behind, Bad News Barrett attacks Finn, and then Barrett gives Finn a bull hammer. So Barrett getting his nose into Finn Balor's business, and that segment got a 66C+ rating. Just building up to a match in the future between the two, more than likely at Fall Brawl. In a bout that had subpar wrestling and little heat, Breezango defeated the Shining Stars in 8:24 when Tyler Breeze defeated Epico by pinfall with a beauty shot. Primo had an in-ring performance of 52, Epico 52, Fandango 48, and Tyler Breeze 53. No work or improvements. The match got a 54C- rating. And then after the match, Red Dragon come out and they attack Fandango and Breeze, giving them both a Chasing the Dragon. No work or improvements. And the second segment got a 59C rating. And the next match, in a poor match, Braun Strowman defeated Jack Swagger in 8:30 by pinfall with a running power slam. Swagger had an in-ring performance of 52 and Strowman 47. And Strowman is improving his performance skills. The match got a 53C- rating. And then after the match, Strowman grabs the mic and he's basically just saying that he wants more competition. And that got a 75B- rating. So yeah, just much like around this time in real life, they're just building up Braun Strowman, feeding him opponents, getting him wins, trying to build up his pop. And then in a backstage segment interview, Renee Young is with Natalya, and Renee is asking about Natalya's upcoming shot at the WWE Raw Women's Championship against Charlotte at Fall Brawl, and Natalya says, she's been talking with her Uncle Brett, and if anyone knows about beating a Flair, that's a Hart, and her Uncle Brett defeated Ric Flair, Charlotte's father, for the WWE Championship many years ago. So, Natalya is getting advice from her Uncle Brett on how to be a Flair, and she's going to use that to become the new WWE Women's Champion at Fall Brawl in just under 2 weeks. So that got a segment of 55C- rating. And in about that subpar wrestling and little heat, Becky Lynch and Natalya defeated Charlotte and Summer Rae in 8:02 when Natalya defeated Summer Rae by submission with a sharpshooter. Becky Lynch and Natalya had great chemistry. Natalya had an in-ring performance of 52, Becky Lynch 65, Summer Rae 36, and Charlotte 54. No work or improvements. The match got a 59C rating. And then we get an in-ring segment with Rusev and Lana, and they're hyping up the U.S. Open Challenge and how Rusev is on a roll lately with the defending the United States Championship. And now it's someone else's turn to step up to the plate to see if they can beat United States Champion Rusev and become the new U.S. Champion. So the segment got a 65C rating. And the challenge is answered by Neville. And the WWE's resident superhero, Neville, comes out and he's answering the open challenge for a shot at the United States Championship. The segment got a 65C rating, and that match, it's a 72B minus rating. Very good, and a decent match. Rusev defeated Neville in 10:51 by submission with an accolade. Rusev makes defense number 6 of his WWE United States title. Neville had an in-ring performance at 55, Rusev 75. No worker improvement, so a good rating there. Then a backstage segment, John Cena is getting ready for the upcoming main event in his locker room, and then he looks up and the camera pans over and Seth Rollins is standing there next to Cena, and Cena's, just kind of looks at Seth. He's like, listen, I know, we've had our issues in the past, and you don't have to come in here. I mean, I don't know why you're here. You don't have to apologize or anything like that. The only thing that we have to worry about is going out there and kicking the Forgotten's ass tonight, because, the last month and a half, they made your life a living hell. And I know they're still new to me as a group. And I know, you've been through a lot lately. I mean, I'm not going to question, whether or not you're going to stab me in the back, because, I believe that, trying to stab me in the back is the furthest thing in your mind right now, because, you don't have anything to gain by doing that, because, hey, it's not like you're going to be able to get a Universal Championship match anytime soon. So, by stabbing me in the back, it's not going to get you anywhere, because you can't get a title shot anyway. However, I know one day you're going to be coming after this, especially at the first of next year, when that stipulation of not being able to compete for the championship will be lifted. So I want to be the first to let you know that when that happens, anytime you want a shot at this, all you have to do is ask. You don't have to jump me from behind. You don't have to go back to the old Seth Rollins. You want a title shot? Come up and ask, because I will be more than happy to put this title on the line. Because no matter what you did in the past, I remember that time a couple years ago when you faced me and Sting on the same night. And that took a lot of guts, and you did it on your own. So for that, I respect you. The fact that you came back from that terrible knee injury, I respect you for that. So when the time comes, I'm ready. Until then, let's go out there and kick their ass. So basically, just Cena letting Seth know that he doesn't have to explain, he doesn't have to try to butter Cena up, because, he's not worried about Seth potentially stabbing him in the back. He doesn't have to try to win him over. All he has to do is go out there and fight with him, but side by side, and, win. So that segment got a 78B rating. And the main event got a 68C+. I was hoping that would have been better. In a decent match, Ryback and Drew McIntyre defeated John Cena and Seth Rollins in 1841, when Drew McIntyre defeated John Cena by pinfall with a Claymore kick. And Drew McIntyre was a weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone else's in-ring performance. Ooh. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh my God. John Cena sustained a dislocated ankle. Yikes. That's the sound of the show just imploding because the dislocated ankle is probably going to be a multiple month absence for the Universal Champion. So, yeah, that's not going to be good. Drew McIntyre had an in-ring performance at 52, Ryback 63, Seth Rollins 80, and John Cena 85. So, yes, Drew McIntyre defeated John Cena clean in the middle of the ring. He wasn't happy at first. I was surprised Cena even ended up agreeing to it. But I kept him strong, protected him, and he was okay with Drew McIntyre, even though Drew McIntyre is a mid-carder right now. Cena was okay with putting McIntyre over. So that's good. However, that came with the price of that dislocated ankle. So more than likely, we're going to have to strip Cena of the Universal Championship. Alright, and Ryback is improving his performance skills. And we end the show, and Ryback, stupid, the big guy, dumb as fuck. He got backstage heat following the match because he was felt to be to blame for Cena getting hurt. Oh, that is great. So we end the show with Ryback and Drew McIntyre celebrating their pinfall, celebrating their victory over Cena and Rollins, and McIntyre poses with the Universal Championship to end the show, which got an 80B rating, and the show overall got a 70C plus rating. Ugh. I was hoping for at least a B minus. But it is what it is. So I am going to see what happens with Cena now. Once I find out, I'm going to probably post an update on my Twitter. So I'll have the link below in the description. If not, if you don't want to pay attention to my Twitter, that's okay. The next video, I will provide an update on there as well. So, until next time, take care.